All right, everyone. So, Awesome 4K here is back with another video. But this time, this is going to be a completely different. For the first time ever on my channel, because I'm branching off a little bit, I'm doing something called 3 movies that wrestlers played in. This will be part 1 of an ongoing series that I'm going to be now starting from here forever, here on out. And with me I got my buddy Joe on the phone here because he's a big time, not just a wrestling fan, but also a movie buff. So, and the reason why he's on the phone and I can never get him in person, so in case if anyone's wondering, is because he lives out in Alabama, I'm in Michigan, and it's hard to be able to hang out when you live that far away. But we did grow up together. We went to the same school and all that, and remain friends to this day. But anyways, yeah, this is a new series that I kind of talked about a while back when I was asked, you know, what are the plans with your channel? And I said, I'm going to be branching out and doing some new things. And this is something that I wanted to do. I've only actually talked about this with my buddy Joe here and my other buddy Joey Flat over there at Wrestling Rampage. I was telling him, hey, I'm going to branch out and do something called 3 movies that wrestlers played in, because for one, nobody else is doing it. 2, it's something I thought about a while back. And 3, since I love, you know, movies almost as much as wrestling, why not combine the 2, you know? So without further ado, let's get into this. Oh yeah, what I plan on doing is talking about the movies and talking about, you know, all the wrestlers, real wrestlers that are in, you know, these movies. And as far as, you know, how many videos I plan on breaking out on doing this, I'm not sure yet. You'll probably see at least maybe one every 3 or 4 weeks. I only have so many movies on DVD and Blu-ray with wrestlers in them, and so I kind of want to stretch this out and keep this going. So anyways, like I was saying, without further ado, let's get into this. And what better way to start off than with Hulk Hogan's No Holds Barred. Yeah, this old school movie from 1989, I was able to pick up on Blu-ray pretty much right away when it first came out. And what I like about this Blu-ray is they added some matches on here, first time on Blu-ray. Exclusive bonus features include classic tag team matches. See, as you can see here, you get in Blu-ray, which is nice. You get a SummerSlam match with Zeus and Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake from 1989. And then you get a match, well, a No Holds Barred match, revisited tag team steel cage match from 1989. Now we're gonna let's get into this movie and talk about our likes and dislikes about this, bro. You ready? Let's talk about the wrestlers who were actually in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you get Hulk Hogan, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, the main man there, and then obviously you get Zeus, who did wrestle, you know, in the WWF. So
yeah,
you got 2 wrestlers there. But also at the beginning of the movie, who do we get, bro? In the beginning, you get the Mean Gene, don't we?
Mean Gene Okerlund and Jesse the Body Ventura, and
yeah. And who does?
The opening match was Hulk Hogan versus Bill Eadie, who also the world should know as Demolition Axe.
Yes, that is correct. Yep. So right away you get a lot of wrestlers like right from the beginning, you know.
Oh yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And the movie is decent for what it is. Also throughout the movie, Stan Hansen, right?
Yep.
He's in the movie. You know, he was a wrestler big time, you know, in Japan and all that. He's well known, and he is a Hall of Famer. I believe 2016 Hall of Famer. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I believe so. I could be wrong, but I believe I'm right about that. And I believe that's all the wrestlers that were in the movie. Am I right? Was there?
There was a couple others in there as well that made little appearances here and there.
Was there? I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I don't quite remember. Who else was in there?
You had a wrestler by the name of Jeep Swenson. He fought Zeus in like a factory.
Okay.
When I forget his name, but he was another wrestler that did an appearance when they were doing the whole like which one was going to be Kurt Fuller's new wrestler that he was looking for. That's when Zeus entered.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers in here.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few.
And so the movie itself is pretty good for what it is, other than there is some cheesy ass, stupid, like cringe-worthy dialogue scenes in here that just really is like hard to watch. Like especially the one scene after Hulk Hogan beats up these guys and is really pissed with this limo driver. And I'm sure you guys had seen this movie will know the scene where where Hulk Hogan's like gonna beat this guy up or whatever, and Hulk Hogan's starting to smell something. He's like, "What's that smell?" Yeah, and I just the limo driver says Dookie, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, how fucking cheesy is that?" You know.
Yeah, and then it shows the guy's pants. The guy wound up shitting himself.
Yeah, it's just like certain scenes like that just really, you just don't want to watch. It's so fucking stupid. That and like another scene where like Rip's Hulk Hogan's character brother is like running away from they were watching a Zeus fight or something like that, and they run into the main bad guy, and the friend is like, "This is Rip's brother." I'm like, why the fuck would you say that?
Yeah, it's like, why did you tell him? It's like, at first I was thinking, oh look, he's just a couple of Rip fans. And the guy's like, no, we are not Zeus fans. The guy's like, yeah, that's right. Rip's his brother.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you gonna tell the guy that?
Yeah, you know the guy's gonna snatch your ass up for it. I mean, you should have kept your mouth shut. You know, it's corny shit like that in the movie. I just thought was a bit much. But like all the other stuff, like the fight scenes in here, the wrestling shit, and the end match was with Hulk Hogan and Zeus was pretty decent. You know.
Oh yeah.
So what do you give this if you were to score it 1 out of 10, bro?
I'd probably have to give it a strong 7.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
The only reason I'd give it a 7, just because of a couple of shitty ass like dialogue scenes.
Yeah, I would have given it a 7 if it didn't have those cheesy ass dialogue scenes, but since it did, I'm going to go, my score is going to be a little bit lower. I'm going to give this a 6, maybe, no, I'm going to stick with 6, or no, 6.5. That's where I'm going to keep it at. So anyways...
if you want to get technical, I'll give it a 7.25.
Yeah, but I do like that they did put it out on Blu-ray, digitally remastered, which is cool, and with the extra matches. So yeah, I'll give you a 6.5 out of 10. So anyways, that's No Holds Barred. But now next we're going to be getting into Mickey Rourke's The Wrestler. It came out in 2008, and what I like, well, we'll get into the special features real quick. I like that they added on the Blu-ray Wrestler Roundtable, More Gritty Truth from Wrestling Hall of Famers. There was like, I think, 6 wrestlers in that roundtable. I can't remember them all, but I do remember, like, I think DDP was one of them, and Rowdy Piper was another. And I can't remember the rest because it's been a while since I've seen this. And they talk about the movie and how well it was. And it was a damn good movie.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yes. And this is the kind of movie that is, like, more realistic. It's not like one of those big over the top, movies with CGI and explosions and shit like that.
No.
This is a down to earth, real movie, and I believe either Mickey Rourke won an Academy Award for Best Actor or was up for Best Actor. I'm not exactly sure, but man, he really brought it, man, for this movie. And let's talk about the wrestlers that were in this movie. There was a few, not a whole lot, but there was a few. The one noticeable wrestler that I think you guys will know that was in this movie was R-Truth.
Yeah.
He had Mickey Rourke went to an event, and R-Truth was wrestling, and then Mickey Rourke goes up to talk to him, and they start talking about, hey, what'd they say, you wanted to go to the bar? And he's like, Mickey Rourke's like, hey, you buying? And R-Truth is like thinking about it for a minute. Yeah, I'm buying.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then they're there at the bar taking shots, and then Mickey Rourke ends up ass banging some girl in the bathroom.
Yeah. Had a thing for firemen.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. Old school movie. Also, there was, what's his name? I want to say Nero the Butcher in there. Necro Butcher, right. The guy who stapled Mickey Rourke's chest and all that in a match.
Yeah.
Which,
And also, don't forget the main wrestler that he fights at the end was the old Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yeah. So we got 3 wrestlers in the movie The Wrestler. I highly recommend that you go out and get this movie, especially on Blu-ray, because I think only on the Blu-ray you get the round table stuff with the WWE wrestlers talking about the movie.
If you're a true wrestling fan and you like wrestling, and if you ain't seen The Wrestler, I would highly recommend that you go out and see it.
Absolutely. If you can, I think I paid like $4 or $5 for this used at FYE a while back. I highly recommend this movie. I loved it. And I know some people didn't care for it, but I loved it. I thought it was great. It's a great movie. It's to like get away from all the rest of the other type movies when there's too much like superhero movies going on right now with explosions and over the top and bad acting. This one actually really good acting, really good dialogue scenes in there. There's a good dialogue scene where what's the guy, the buff guy who's wanting to sell him some pills and shit.
Yeah, and he's selling some steroids, and he's talking about how he can get him anything he wants, like perks or Vicodin or like blow, and then he starts talking like, man, that's when he gets big and strong like you, brother.
Yeah.
He's like, you look good. He's like, yeah, I feel good. He's like, show me what you got. He's like, oh, come on, man, come on. And he's like, he flexes his muscles like, little something, there's not much there, baby. And he tells him to show him both. He's like, break it out. He's like, man, look at that motherfucker. Yeah,
that was a great scene. So there was some pretty good dialogue scenes. And also in the making of this, they have some scenes that were cut out of the film that I wish that they would have put in, because I think this movie should have been longer. But anyways, yep, that was those were the wrestlers that were in the movie The Wrestler, and definitely check it out. And so now we're gonna be getting into the very last movie here that the wrestlers played in. John Carpenter's They Live with the legendary best heel of all time, Rowdy Piper, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, buddy. I love this movie, and this movie has so many good like dialogue scenes in it. I was fortunate enough to get the Steelbook version when it first came out back in 2017 at Best Buy. This is a really good movie. I love the part where he walks in that bank with the shotgun and people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and he's like, I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah. And I heard that was his dialogue that he wanted in the movie that he made up. And I thought, man, that's great. And this was well, the original film was made by Universal, but Scream Factory got the rights to this and restored it, put it on Blu-ray, and added a boatload of special features here, which is nice. You got audio commentary by director John Carpenter and Rowdy Piper, which is kick-ass. You got a lot of interviews and original making of, never before seen footage from commercials. So yeah, I highly recommend this movie. And if you haven't seen this movie, where the hell have you been, man?
Yeah.
Because this is a classic. It's got, you know, a lot of these 80 films, like this one here, and like Terminator and RoboCop, they all had really good dialogue scenes. I mean, the writers really tapped into that, you know. So this was a good movie, man. And also the fight scene with him and with Keith David was pretty long. It was pretty cool, and
that was a funny ass fight scene too, man.
Yeah.
One point he got Roddy Piper down, and it was just kept repeatedly kneeing him and
Yeah.
kneeing him in the nuts. Sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
everybody was like, oh.
Yeah, and I also love the part where Roddy Piper, I think before that, tries to deliver him a low blow, and he catches it, and he's like, "You dirty motherfucker," you know. So, hell yeah, dude. If you haven't seen this movie, you gotta see this movie. I highly recommend it, big time.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I definitely recommend all three if you can find them for a great price. If you can find No Holds Bars for like $5, get it. Same thing with The Wrestler and They Live. So with that being said, those are our, I guess, reviews and yeah, my very first ever here on my channel. 3 wrestlers, or no, my bad, 3 movies that wrestlers played in. Now stay tuned, because like once a month or so, I will be, you know, I'll pull out another 3 movies that wrestlers are in, and I'll do another one, you know. So, because this is going to be an ongoing series from here on out, and I'm definitely going to try to get my buddy Joe here for each and every one. Because he knows, he actually knows more about wrestling than I do, and he's just as big as a movie buff as I am. So it's like, it's cool to have.
Thanks, man.
No problem, brother. So it's cool to have him on board for this. So anyways, yeah, I'm not going to take up no more time. This has probably gone on longer than I wanted, probably. But yes, stay tuned, because you will see more of these in the future. And I believe that's it. We're going to wrap it up.
Sounds good to me.
All right, bro. So we're wrapping this up, and y'all have a kick-ass day. Peace.
Yes, sir. Later.
Bye.